Thank you for the support. And yes, it's 975 and kicking here on YouTube, 1K on IG. Yeah, 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 followers on IG, and I appreciate every single one of you. Welcome to the Wednesday Night Comic Book Presser, everybody. This is the host with the most, Ultra Maximus, the voice. And I thank you all for all of that stuff. And look, we got the chat loaded with a whole bunch of people tonight. We got a lot of comic book stuff to talk about. So I am thrilled to death to be here. So let's get this thing kicking. Kicking it off, don't forget to share this video. If you're watching this video on the rewind, of course, please leave us a comment below. Don't forget to like and share the video. And of course, if you are not subscribed, man, we are trying to kill it over here. As you guys know, 975 subscribers was the count before we went live this evening. So, I got to really say thank you for that, because it's come a long way. So let's get into some books and some other goods. But don't forget, I got this little giveaway thing going on here called the Ultrabox. And once I get that confirmation email from YouTube saying you are monetized, my man, you know it. We're going to be giving away this Ultrabox, and I'll be doing another update video showing you all the additional goodies that are in there. And I hope y'all like it, because it's a huge giveaway, and it's going to require basically a flatbed to get that thing out of here. So I hope y'all are ready. And shout out to Eric S. Hurd for the wonderful logo. And of course, soundtrack is always provided by White Bat Audio. You can follow them at White Bat Audio on YouTube. You can also find them at whitebataudio.com. You can also find them on Spotify. And copyright free, as always. And thank you, Mr. Eric S. Hurd, for the wonderful logo work. And of course, he's in our live chat, everybody. So if you need some logo work, be sure to hit our man up. And we got everybody in the live chat, man. Jeez. All right, so everybody in the live chat, remember, if you are sorting your books and you're going through your comic boxes and you don't want your stuff to fall around and turn your near mints into fines, make sure you're using that comic barricade. And there we got a little Cody Ultra for 10% off your order. So make sure you are using that to take advantage of the discount. And then, of course, got to give a shout out to our giveaway of giveaways from wantedcomics.com. I have a giveaway that's going to a guy named Comic Boom up in Canada. And I got an updated delivery from one of our sponsors here that I've taken a long time, and I know you're up in Canada, and it's out of pocket. But my man, you got a package that's going to be heading your way tomorrow. So don't forget, there is no super chat active until we do hit that wonderful 1,000 plus subscribers. Donations are accepted at paypal.me/ultramaximus. Not required. Graciously appreciated, though, when you do them. Shout out to Thunder for the last one, man. I really appreciate that. And of course, guys, don't forget to leave a comment. And click that notification bell for notifications if you have not already, so you get the notification for when I go live here. And of course, follows are always appreciated over there on Facebook, IG, and Twitter. So make sure you can go to the homepage on my channel and click the links in the bottom right hand of the 3 logos. So let's get this one kicked off, everybody. It is September 8th, 2021. We got some news. We got some comics to talk about. We got a whole bunch of things going on. So, I really need to work on these slides here. Some of these things are duplicating, and I don't like the presentation, but I'll get around to fixing that later. Wednesday Night Comic Book Presser, and the Raw report for September 8th, of course, is going to be spoilerific because, not really spoilerific. It's talking about opening up. We all need to open up every now and then. And first things first, Shang Qi has opened up. And hello, everybody. Ultra Maximus here, Real Tie. You know how it is, everybody. Fighting a good fight, everybody. Got some things going on. Again, like I said, I appreciate every single one of you guys. Just subscribed. Hey, man. Welcome to the party here. So we're going to cover a whole bunch of new book releases and some other news here today. But here's what we got, everybody. Geek Driven in house, Sean Miller, Hood Rat, Sith Lordly, Hip Hops and me. Man, good God, all you guys are in here. Appreciate it. Yeah, man, this is how we roll here at the Wednesday Night Presser, man. We do the professional thing. So Shang Qi has opened, and as you guys know, I have not yet seen it. I was trying to go and see it today. Didn't happen. Maybe tomorrow, but it is definitely the #1 movie in the world. And as far as openers go, in this post-pandemic world that we're in right now, 146.2 million worldwide's not that bad. Again, not huge, like blockbuster breaking numbers. It's probably not going to hit $1 billion like Avengers Endgame did. But this is still the number one movie in the world, everybody, and I look forward to seeing it. So there's not going to be any spoilers on that one. But if you did see it and you did like it or you did not like it, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you thought of the movie. But I'm going to go see it tomorrow. So hopefully we can talk more about it on Drunken Chat on Friday. And let's get into this, everybody. It was dope, according to some of you guys, and that's good to see. But we're going to talk about some books this week. And I want to give an honorable mention to this regular price variant cover. So this is a Wolverine versus Deadpool cover. And as you guys know, Wolverine and Deadpool fighting each other on a cover of a comic doesn't happen too many places, but this is one of them. And even though this wasn't the incentive variant, which was done by Lanil Yu, and it's Desert Ease, man, this is still a really cool looking Deadpool cover, especially for Deadpool versus Wolverine. So that's why I wanted to give it the honorable mention. And again, it's a regular cover price variant, so it's not like going to be so sick on the wallet. Now, a couple weeks ago, Deva Lompop made her debut in the Jabba the Hutt #1. Here is your second printing of that out today. Selling out at some of the major chains, which kind of caught me by surprise. I didn't expect a sellout, but it did. Now, the next book is your book of the week, everybody, and this was it by a long shot. Man, this thing just crushed the competition, and it's a 1 in 50, and it's commanding almost twice ratio. So sales are, $80 to $90. Michael Cho variant cover, but there's some other things on the guts of this book that make this book worthwhile for the pickup, and we're going to talk about those a little bit later. And thank you again for joining us, everybody. So let's get into this. The first couple of books we got on the releases this week is going to be Search for Who #1. Oh, you know what? And there was a 1 in 15 variant for that one, and my apologies. That slide did not save. Ahoy Comics dropping Snelson, Comedy is Dying #2. So we got a cover A, and then we had this cover B. And this is by your Gru artist, Sergio Aragonés. So that's your unlockable, and hopefully if you guys did want to chase that one down, you were able to obtain it. And let's see what we got going on here. Antarctic Press dropping Gold Digger, and this is a coloring book. So for all you Gold Digger fans, you got yourself a coloring book #1 right there. Coloring book comic books, do those do well? I wonder. Archie giving us Betty and Veronica, Friends Forever, the Halloween Spooktacular. All right, a lot of people missed this one on FOC, but if you're a Sabrina fan, there's your Sabrina, the Teenage Witch, appearing in the Archie universe. And then the World of Betty and Veronica Jumbo Comics Digest #8, giving us, it's a fall leafy kind of book, All right, next up is Artists, Writers, and Artisans dropping Not All Robots, and Mike Deodato Jr. continues to crush the interiors on this book. It is in my read pile. However, I did not get to reading it today. I actually had to go to work for a few hours. So I was actually out working from 7 until about 10 o'clock. I came home. I know I had the presser scheduled for 11:15. Had to push it back to 11:30, so I appreciate you guys hanging in there waiting for me. Big old cup of coffee, and this is cup #2. So I'm going to be zooming for the rest of the evening, and if I can't get myself to fall asleep, it will be video game time. Behemoth. Yeah, Deodato don't play, that is for sure. Behemoth Comics dropping a whole bunch of books. Now, it's really hard to see what they put on their FOC unless you actually go to their website constantly. Maybe something I might have to incorporate into the secret variant because I haven't been able to capture any of these on FOC. But we got Cinnamon #2 of a 3-issue miniseries. Here's your cover A, your cover B. And then we got Freak Snow #4 of 4. And there doesn't appear to be any variants for that one. And then MFKZ #3. So if you guys have watched the Netflix movie, you probably know how awesome this book really is. And I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I am. And then here is your cover B variant. And then for all you Garbage Pail Kids, I mean, look at this, Unburied Bruce. So you got a Garbage Pail Kid cover swipe here. Now, I think that's fantastic. So shout out to Big Leg, who I know is definitely out there for these things. Big Remo in the house. Thanks for the shout out, man. 1K on IG is fantastic. YouTube shortly to follow, and then to infinity and beyond. 9 Stones. This is a new number 1 from Behemoth, so if you guys pick this one up, let me know in the chat or in the comments below what you think of this title, and if it should be thrown into the read pile and get read. But there's your 9 Stones cover B. Here is your cover C. And then here's your cover D. And then a cover E, which is your sketch. But it's kind of like a yellowy sketch, so I don't think it was a plain white background, making it probably a little bit more visible on tap here. So, all right, everybody, we got Black Box Comics dropping us Devil's Dominion number 5. Interesting looking cover there. And then we got Gin Hunter number 2. That's an interesting looking cover as well. And that's going to wrap it up for Black Box. Broadsword Comics, and of course you guys know these guys like to deliver. Tarot Witch of the Black Rose number 123. This is your photo cover edition. Yeah, man. Coffin Comics, of course, giving us this wonderful, very expensive also. It says $6.66 on the cover price there, or $666. But I believe this is an incentive. I think Midtown had it for about $14 or $15, if not more. So I may be wrong on that, because I briefly remember glancing at it and being like, that's how much they want for that? Which was quite interesting. And then, of course, if you wanted the Lady Death Scorched Earth number 2, there was a Raw edition. It gets a little naughty, apparently, under that naughty logo there. Heavy Metal. Never, Never, number 3 of a 5-issue miniseries. So next issue is your penultimate one. Savage Circus, number 6. And this continues to be just an obscure book that everybody seems to be loving. And hello, peeps. Just got off of work. Me too, Bat and Mike. Thanks for joining us. And up next, we got Kingser and Company dropping The Knights of the Dinner Table, number 286. Yeah. That's almost 300 issues. All right, Literati Press, of course, giving us some wonderful reads. And here is the Blackjack Demon, number 2. And then Glamorella's Daughter, number 2. And Literati is dropping some weird stuff there. Red Room being one of them. Bountiful Garden, number 1. And this is, again, from Mad Cave. And that's going to wrap it up for them. And Oni Press. All right. Orcs in Space, number 4. There's your cover A. And then your Orcs in Space, number 4, had a cover B. That's going to wrap it up for them. Scout Comics, dropping a bunch of books. So it was really, really wild because Scout, I don't know what's going on. Like they had a lot of books that were past street date that were arriving at my LCS. So these were supposed to be released today. Some of the bigger chains might have had them. And that, of course, is your Black Cotton number 5 of the 6-issue miniseries. Dancing with the Dragon number 1. Oh, and you know what? There's a cover A. So there's actually a cover B variant for that one. And then Locust number 3, which is turning out to be a really weird story. And then Redshift number 2. It looks like they're playing golf in a very dystopian future where, you know, I don't get this. So you got to breathe through your helmet, but you can have your skin exposed. Okay, makes sense. Shepherd, Path of Souls, number 1, cover A, Charles Paul Wilson. That's going to wrap it up for them. And then we're on to Scoot. So this book was actually supposed to drop before MegaCon. And this is Little Guardians number 1. So as with all of the All Ages imprint over there at Scout Comics under the Scoot name, some of these may be pretty good holds. You never know. You have to check that one out and read it and see what's going on with it. Titan Comics giving us Elric Dreaming City number 2, cover A. And then the Dreaming City number 2, cover B. There's your cover C, black and white. And another black and white. This is your FOC cover. So lots of Elric fans out there telling me that's a fire book. And they said it's very similar to Barbaric, where his sword steals souls. And speaking of Barbaric, well, cover A for the 3rd printing, you know, I thought it did not save the updated version of this one, so I'm sorry, there was a couple of these missing. But the Barbaric number 2 Deluxe Black and White Edition cover A, and then of course the Black Bag variant was available. Dead Box number 1 cover A, Dead Box number 1 cover B, and then cover C. And cover B again. Last Book You'll Ever Read number 1 cover E, 2nd printing. And then number 2, cover A. And then we're going to get into the cover B and then the black bag variant. These black bag variants over here at Vault have been absolutely insane looking. So if you're into those, let me know. All right, Wasted Space number 23. Witchblood cover A. And then Witchblood cover B. And then Witchblood number 6 cover C. And stick around for the FOC, because my God, there is a book coming from Vault on FOC that just passed that you are going to want to take a look at. Zenoscope dropping us a couple of books here, and this is Grim Fairy Tales number 51, cover A, Vitorino. And then here is your cover B, cover C, and then your cover D. And then that's it for Zenoscope. So, all right, everybody, Boom Studios giving us Eve number 5. So this is going to wrap up this issue. I know there was a 250 copy variant that dropped today. Shout out to It's Drunken Chat and Ninth Wonder for the heads up on that book, even though I passed on it. But here's your 10 copy incentive by Thorogood, and then your 25 copy incentive cover D. Mamo number 3 of the 5-issue miniseries. And then, of course, here is your 10 copy Nguyen incentive variant cover. We're getting interesting now. Mighty Morphin number 11, cover A. And then we've got 11, cover B, which is your Legacy variant. So you guys see it's Mighty Morphin number 76 on the Legacy variant, which makes it things kind of interesting if you're tracking. And then, of course, Mighty Morphin number 11, cover C is your 10 copy incentive, which is your Virginized cover A. And then your Virginized cover B, which is 15 copy. And then Montez dropping a 25 copy incentive. But wait, Elizabeth Torque decided to give us a reveal variant, which shows that the Power Rangers obviously have a White Ranger reuniting with them, I guess is what's going on here. And then the 10 copy FOC incentive Virgin variant. And then your unlockable variant by Montez, which is, of course, your Virgin of the 25 copy. That used to be a 50 copy incentive, but they made it looks like a one per store now. Very interesting. All right, so Azor's in the house. Good to see you too, man. Let's see here. Dark Horse Comics, and then this was delayed last flight out. So it was supposed to come out last week in most places, but it shows that it was pushed out to this week. So interesting looking book. Masters of the Universe Revelation number 3 of the 4, and of course Dave Wilkins cover A, absolutely smashing it. Cover B, not too bad. Not too bad. Maze Book number 1, cover A by Jeff Lemire. And, of course, anything Jeff Lemire's doing right now, Black Hammer obviously does phenomenal. So I'm wondering if this is tied into the Black Hammer universe at all. If you guys know if this is Black Hammer universe and it is worth a read, leave us a comment below. Unbelievable Unteen's World of Black Hammer number 2. And, of course, here we go. Another Black Hammer book. Cover, look, this is how they mess you up. Cover AC, cover BL. And that's going to wrap it up for Dark Horse. Dynamite dropping Army of Darkness 1979. So everybody who is a big fan of Bruce Campbell's Ash from Army of Darkness, this is probably going to be a good read for you. But Soydom does a variant cover here. And then Yoon's got this one going. And then we've got this one right here. Looks pretty cool, right? Blank with Authentics variant, black and white, 10 copy, 15 copy black and white, 20 copy black and white, 25 copy black and white, and then of course a 35 copy incentive of the blood color. Another blood color for 40 copy incentive by Yoon, and then the 50 copy blood by Alexander. The Army of Darkness cover M Barnes signed Atlas edition. Probably pretty expensive, and you probably would have had to pre-order that one. But this one also being a metal cover. Metal. Army of Darkness 79 cover N. And then in cover O, which is your limited version. Another limited version for cover P. And then we're on to a couple of Barbarella leftovers from last week. So they were supposed to drop the cover L version, but of course it got delayed. The Chew limited version variant, of course, is one of the ones that got delayed as well. And then the Cohen limited version. So it's like the limited version covers came out a week after the regular releases. I don't understand why, but that's just how they rolled it. Deja Thoris versus John Carter of Mars, number 2, cover K. There's your Perilla limited version. Your cover M Miracolo limited version. And then the Soydom limited version, which has the zombified Red Sonja with Ash. And then there's this one, bald Vampirilla with her and the, beheading. And then here is your Sager limited version cover. Probably the coolest of all the Army of Darkness #1s. Just saying. And then we got Elvira meets Vincent Price #2. Cover A. Cover B. Your C. Your photo variant. And I swear to God, this woman doesn't age. But also, she's a natural redhead, just in case you guys didn't know. Underneath that wig, yep, she's got red hair. Elvira, Vincent Price, 15 copy, black and white. 25 copy. Virgin. Kiss Phantom Obsession #2, cover A. Your cover B, and that's wild looking, right? And then here is your cover C by Seeley. And Obsession cover D. The photo variant. And then your 10 copy incentive, the Lee black and white. Your Sager black and white 20 copy. And then your 25 copy Lee black and white Virgin. Your Seeley black and white line. Lee limited virgin color. Jeffrey Albertson. I don't pander to flippers. I'm a collector. So yeah. And we appreciate, I appreciate your shout outs on IG though. And I'm sure everybody over at Flipside really appreciates it too. Kiss Phantom Obsession #2, cover K. And then your premium FOC Sager variant. And then this one right here, Sacred 6 #12, Perillo limited virgin cover. And then your L limited virgin. And then another L Lee limited virgin. Cover M by Mastrazo limited virgin for Vampirilla #23. And another Vampirilla 23 by Shannon Mayer. And that's going to wrap it up. IDW giving you Canto 3, Lionhearted #3. Cover A by Zucker. Canto 3 Lionhearted, cover B, 10 copy incentive. Star Trek Mirror War #0, cover A. Star Trek Mirror War #0, cover B. 15 copy incentive. So, all right, let's just talk about this for a second, because there is no way your store ordered 15 copies of this book. I'm just saying, nobody's really ordering 15 copies of any Star Trek books. The couple of LCSs that I have, they ordered maybe 5. So this right here may be something you guys want to be on the lookout for, just in case you see it on the shelves. And then, of course, Star Wars Adventures 2021, cover A by Francavilla. The Boba Fett cover, which was, again, probably an under-ordered book. Most of these Star Wars Adventures, unless it's the High Republic Adventures, probably not getting as many orders as they should. And being a Boba Fett variant, probably limited. Just like there was, I think it was issue 2? Yeah, not even Midtown ordered 15 of Star Trek. That's right, Patrick. So there was an earlier issue in this run that had a Darth Maul cover for cover B. Not an incentive either. Good luck. Good luck. Star Wars Adventures #9, 10 copy incentive. This is your Francavilla. And I believe that's going to connect with the next issue. But they did switch up some cover art, and I think they got some cover art messed up on the FOC side of things, but it's okay. We'll get through it. All right, Deadly Class #48, cover A, Craig Luridge. Everybody, all hail the Merca and Dolfo. Excellence #11, cover A, cover B. And then Helm Greycastle #4 of 4. So it's the end of that miniseries. If you guys dig this book, let me know. And you dug the Boba Fett one today. See? That's how it is. Helm Greycastle cover B, also not too shabby looking, but I'd like to know what's going on with that story. All right, so here's a book that, I wanted to put it on, I wanted to give it one of the 3 spots on Book of the Week, but I just couldn't do it, just because it's a second print incentive variant going along with it, but this is a book that a lot of you guys are on, the Me You Love in the Dark. And I get it. And the Me You Love in My Dark had a second print incentive variant. So that's kind of, buy-ins like $25. But, there's a lot of people asking high prices for this one. But I think copies came that satisfied. You also had this, the Me You Love in the Dark #2, also dropping today. So made it interesting. Moonshine #27. Ordinary Gods number 3. And then here's your 25 copy incentive for that one. So they kind of snuck that one in on you. 6 Sidekicks of Trigger Keaton number 4. Cover B. Man, everybody's stabbing this guy in the back. And then from the creators of Rick and Morty, Trover Saves the Universe. So I don't know what's going on with this book, but it looks pretty wild. And of course, it is an X-Men swipe. So gotta love an X-Men swipe. All right, everybody, we're into DC Comics. And DC actually had a pretty big week. Batman Catwoman number 7, cover A by Clay Mann. Your Jim Lee, Scott Williams variant. I got to admit, it's pretty cool seeing Catwoman and Batman together. And of course, Tom King likes to write them doing a lot of things. That's the reason why this is ages 17 plus. Because it does put them into adult situations. All right, here's your cover C. And then, of course, we are on to Batman 112. Fear State. James Tynion's final story arc for Batman. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. Batman 112 cover B, the new Jorge Molina cardstock variant with your new Scarecrow. And then this one right here, the video game looking one. It says 1 player on it too, so it's kind of cool. But the 1 in 25 Vampirilla variant cover, pretty awesome, but it doesn't have Batman anywhere on it. It's all just all about Scarecrow. And then the 1 in 50 Cal New variant is your wanted poster, or basically an image from the wanted footage, which is amazing, right? Black Manta number 1, of course. Black Manta getting his own series for the first time. Here is your cover B by Sanford Green, and I gotta say, I'm sorry, this should have been your incentive variant. I mean, this is a cool looking variant cover, but this is more like a cardstock variant. But that B cover, again, should have been your 1 in 25. Just my opinion. Crushing Lobo number 4. Here's your cover A by Amy Reeder. And the cover A by Sook for Blue and Gold number 2. Here's your Suicide Squad cardstock variant. And then Crushing Lobo number 4. See, I don't know how I did that one. Cover A, cover B. Well, even though it looks very Bartel, it's not. Yeah, Chuck Brown on writing that too is pretty awesome, isn't it? So DC Horror presents The Conjuring, The Lover, number 4, cover A by Bill Sienkiewicz. And then the cover B by Ryan Brown, movie poster variant. So pretty interesting to see a movie poster. Cardstock, of course. Green Lantern number 6, cover A, and it looks like Teen Lantern has just mopped the floor with all the yellow lanterns, including Jessica Cruz. Green Lantern number 6, cover B by Brian Hitch, and that's your cardstock variant. And then here is your Green Lantern 2021 Annual number 1, cover A by Bernard Chang. The David Nakayama cardstock variant cover. And that was, of course, a delay from last week. It was supposed to be out last week, but it didn't make it. Infinite Frontier number 6, cover A, and that is a Val-Zod fighting Darkseid, and that's Darkseid Prime. So he's combined all of the different versions of himself into a new version, and that first appeared in Infinite Frontier 0. Wonder Woman is also kind of out there, not really on Earth. So it's kind of cool to see what's going to happen with those gods in their story. Joker presents the Puzzle Box number 2 of a 7-issue series, and of course written by Chip Zdarsky, so should be pretty... it's not written by Zdarsky, I'm sorry, just the variant cover by Zdarsky. It looks like it's written by Rosenberg. And then here is your cover B by Sean Crystal. Justice League Infinity number 3 of 7. And of course, look at the just slight little variations on who's in the Justice League on the different Earths. Nice House on the Lake number 4 of a 12-issue series, and here's your cover A. And then here is your cover B, Tiffany Terrell cardstock variant cover. Sensational Wonder Woman number 7, wild looking cover there. But all hail the Tula Lotte, everybody, delivering fire looking Wonder Woman, absolutely amazing looking on the artwork side. Here we go, Suicide Squad. And this guy says he's in the wrong book. He probably is, unless he wants to die. And then, of course, here is your cover B, Kevin Maguire. Now, This one, Suicide Squad number 7 cover. Oh, that's actually Suicide Squad annual. See, duplicating slides. Moonlit Comics, thanks for joining. Team Nerd Herd in here too. Good to see you guys. Hip Hops and me. Suicide Squad annual number 1, and then here is your cover B Perel cardstock variant, and this is pretty cool because it's Con-El versus Connor Kent. So the 1990s Superboy versus the 2000s Superboy. All right, Suicide Squad Get Joker number 2 of 3, your cover A by Alex Malev, and then your cover B. Superman, Son of Kal-El, number 1, second print, and then they decided to give you this 1 in 25. Swamp Thing number 7, cover A by Mike Perkins, and then the Matina cover is going to wrap it up for the rest of that DC list. All right. Comic Boom says it's a great Superboy issue of Suicide Squad. I'm going to have to check that one out then. Marvel dropping Amazing Spider-Man number 73, the Sinister War tie-in. So issue 74 coming up next, everybody. There is your handbook variant. And then here is your Vincentini, the variant. Next up is Avengers Tech On. And of course, there's Captain America with an Iron Man armor. Your Peach Momoko variant. Champions number 9. No variant covers. Conan the Barbarian, number 25. And of course, with this anniversary issue, is also issue number 300 for Conan, making it, kind of collectible, I guess, if you're into that. Conan the Barbarian, number 25, the Momoko variant. Conan the Barbarian, number 25, the Garcin variant. And everybody, by Crom. This is the cover. And it should have been an incentive, in my opinion, but it wasn't. This was an open order one. But this right here, of course, with the Daniel Acuna variant, given the swipe from Amazing Fantasy 15, is also pretty awesome. And then we got the Kevin Eastman design variant, but this looks like a colorized version of the black and white one he did. So it was a little off there, but I think still people are a little bit after it. And then, of course, there is this Toth Hidden Gem variant. So good luck finding that one. If your store is ordering 50 copies or more of Conan, wow. All right, and here we have Daredevil number 34, which, of course, this is coming to a close here, but they're going to relaunch the series as something else here soon. But Daredevil number 34, the Liefeld variant cover. This is one of Liefeld's better book covers, too. It's a pretty cool-looking Deadpool. And then, of course, we got the Miles Morales 10th anniversary, the Lopez variant, testing out one of the unused versions of the Miles costume. So it's going to be interesting to see. Going to be real interesting to see, actually. Deadpool, Black, White, and Blood. And let's just say this. The A cover, not too shabby. Like I said earlier, this Johnson variant, this is killing it. I mean, Deadpool versus Wolverine. He's got a sword through half of his arm, getting stuck on bone, and then he's got a sword, or he's got a sai going through him too, and it looks like Logan is not letting up, putting some claws into him. But this right here, yeah, I thought they were Desert Ease, but they're not. But this right here is a Lanil U variant cover, Smoking Gun. Still in stock some places. Mel made me FOMO it, but I gotta say, it's a pretty sick looking Deadpool cover. And then this was a pretty cool read. We're going to talk about this one in a little bit, so stay tuned for the read pile, everybody, when we get into talking about some guts of some books. But Defenders number 2, dropping 3 covers. Now, this one says the Rodriguez teaser variant. This one says it's an incentive, and I had seen some places mark it up, but I've also seen some places leave it at regular price. This one was pretty cool too. Unfortunately, I'm not covering it on today's episode, but I do love this Doctor Doom cover. My God. All hail Rabban Malal. He's our savior. He's the reason why we are in the 8th incarnation of the universe and not the 7th. What y'all know about that? It actually gets called out specifically in a book that we are in the 8th version of the Marvel Universe. And then Extreme Carnage Toxin number 1 with his A cover, your Johnson Connecting variant cover, your Young variant, the Tan variant, and then the Toxin Symbiote variant cover. So all these Symbiote variant covers, it's basically just the goo. It's their color of their goo, which is making things fun. All right, so here lies Kevin Plunder, a.k.a. Kazar, Lord of the Savage Land, and here is his resurrection, everybody. So there's your Cabal variant, and then here is your Liefeld Deadpool 50th or 30th anniversary variant. Peach Momoko giving us a Shaun of the She-Devil cover, but we're not done. Silva gives us a Stormbreakers variant that also includes Shaina, the She-Devil. And then the matte variant? Okay, that's interesting. But this one right here, everybody knows Elizabeth Torque is one of my favorite artists as far as her ability to do. She does eyes better than most artists that I've seen. It's gravy, remember? Mashed potatoes, Dave. Mashed potatoes. Savage Avengers number 24, giving us, are we starting to see more and more of the, the conflict between Conan, his symbiote, and the wizard he needs to kill. So I have to read that one. Shang Qi number 4, giving us a big book this week, and of course, there's a reason why the variant cover is doing what it's doing. So, Shang-Chi number 4, the Michael Cho variant, as I explained earlier, is a 1 in 50 incentive variant and is doing almost double the ratio, which is impeccable. Star Wars Dr. Aphra number 14, those are the War of the Bounty Hunters. And then here's your number 14, Sprouse Lucasfilm 50th anniversary variant. High Republic 7, second printing. Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters number 4, the 5-issue miniseries. And of course, we got Boba Fett here. And then the blueprint variant for Boba Fett's ship that has been, of course, renamed. We all know it. It's the Slave One. Now they're calling it whatever it's, whatever the class of ship it is. And I got something in my eye that is annoying me. Ugh. Clearing that up. All right, now I can see. Star Wars again dropping this action figure variant cover. And of course, you guys know that I am all about these action figure variants, trying to piece together my set. Bosk getting himself a trading card variant, and it's a 1 in 25 incentive. But they also dropped this Brian Hitch 1 in 50 incentive variant that it's, I don't know. But of course, we talked about this one, Jabba the Hutt, number 1, second printing with the Devil Lompop variant cover. That's your design variant for her. And then X-Force number 23 with the return of Mikhail Rasputin, who's been popping up in places. And that is actually known as the Cerebro Sword. Very interesting cover here. Even though that cover does not take place, I love the scan artwork. And that's going to wrap it up for all the new releases, everybody. So, what does that mean? Since we're done talking about the new releases, let's dive on into what I call the Ultra Maximus speculation matrix, where you get inside my head, you take a look at some things. And before we get into there, we're going to talk about the couple of things that happened in What If Episode 5. So, I'll take this opportunity to give you guys a warning. We're going to talk about What If Episode 5. If you have not had an opportunity to watch this episode yet, go ahead and check out. Come back in a couple of minutes. We'll be done. We'll move on from this topic. So that means there are spoilers. And I'm not going to spoil too much of it for you, but I will show you some things. So, of course, this What If episode is written by Matthew Chauncey. And I got to give you props. Matthew, you did fairly good on this one. So, in this episode, we see a different universe where Bruce Banner got sent back after Ragnarok to Earth. And this Earth, unfortunately, is an Earth that things didn't quite work out. So, if you guys know, what's his name? Corvus Glaive. I'm sorry, Ebony Maw. Ebony Maw and the big guy from the beginning of Infinity War. Well, this is where the story picks up, but they kind of get eaten by zombies. So, Doctor Strange and Wong and Iron Man and basically all the good Avengers, they're all zombified. And this episode is an absolute ride. And I definitely want you guys to watch the whole episode so you get all the context of what's going on there. But I'll tell you this final scene leads me to believe that, again, they are not done with this What If. They said that this one may take place and might continue on in the next couple of episodes, but man, I tell you, they left you on a high note. So I don't want to give too much away, but let's just say the Mind Stone is on its way back to Wakanda, where zombified Thanos is waiting with all of the other Infinity Stones. Crazy. So the end of the universe could be there. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you thought about that episode of What If. I thought it was probably the best one so far. And I'm just throwing that out there. And I know the Hank Pym episode was fire too, but this one was really, really good. All right, so we're moving on. Keeping at a breakneck pace. We're 41 minutes into the episode, and I got to thank every one of you guys for sticking with me here. And they are going to continue to, hopefully they wrap it up for sure, Dave. And you're hoping for more What If Zombies, G-Money? I hear that it may actually come in episode 7. Because that was the original. They originally said that it was going to be episode 7. I had everybody else telling me it was going to be episode 7. And of course, if you guys watched the last episode of Drunken Chat, talked about some obscure Marvel Zombies variants. Snapped in half the universe is a zombie, or half the universe comes back to life. Oh. Zombified Thanos is fire, that's for sure. But don't forget, everybody, Twitter tag at @UltraMaximusX if you see a newsworthy post. And you can do the same thing on IG and Facebook. And I appreciate any of the tags, especially if something becomes newsworthy enough for me to report it. I'll, of course, give you guys credit, because credit needs to be given where credit is due. All right, everybody, so here's on the next segment. The next segment, of course, is the Raw Report Read Pile, where we get to talk about some of the things that we read this week. If you guys read some stuff, cool. I'm going to talk about some of these books. So we're going to open up with X-Force number 23, and of course, that is the Cerebro Sword stabbing beast there, but that's not actually what goes down. So, Mikhail Rasputin, everybody, if you do know who the Rasputin is, he is a Rasputin like Magic and Colossus. So one of the Russian dolls, you know how there's constantly a smaller guy inside of a smaller guy inside of a smaller guy. Well, this guy on the right here is actually one of those, and as you can see, Beast is going to dissect him and cut him open, and the next thing you know, little guy jumps out of him, and this little guy, he thinks he gets away, but there's an even littler one inside of him, and that even tinier one crawls in the Beast's ear and creates havoc. However, Zeno and the man with no face and no name, he tries to flex on Mikhail Rasputin, not knowing what Mikhail is capable of. Mikhail decides to put him in a pocket dimension and let him think about his ways, because Zeno has been a thorn in X-Force's side ever since issue 1. It's kind of a crazy villain kind of things. Like, he's got a peacock arm, right? So crazy. But Beast here knows that something's wrong, and he goes and sees Sage, and he goes and asks Sage for Black Tom to give him some assistance. So Black Tom comes to help him out, and Beast turns on this little thing that shows him his insides, and it says, "I need the Wee Tom." Wee Tom basically barfs one up, and Beast sniffs him. And then that little guy's going inside of Beast's body in order to try to get him taken care of for the little guys inside of him. But all the way back to my youth. And shout out to Will Spertasio and Art T. Bear for this awesome looking book. 4 issues into the Jim Lee run, written by Jim Lee, plot-wise at least, I think. This is your Uncanny X-Men 285. This is the first appearance of Mikhail Rasputin, Colossus's brother. So be on the lookout for this one. If he turns out to be more of a player, that may be a good X book to pick up. Of course, there's going to be a newsstand version of that one out there. All right. Here we go, everybody. We're going to talk about this one here. So, Shang Qi, the book of the week, with the variant cover for issue number 4 being a 1 in 50 Michael Cho cover, has reasons for it. So, he opens up the book with a remembering of the House of the Deadly Hand in China that disappeared. All right, only we find out this house did not disappear at all. This house simply went to the negative zone. So, being that it went to the negative zone, there's a lot of craziness that can happen there. Well, there was only one way to get there. So, the only person that we know that knows how to navigate the negative zone on a regular basis, of course, is the Fantastic Four, and this is basically what Shang Qi and his family break into. So, they go into the negative zone, and then they recover somebody who presents themselves as Shang-Chi's mother. So this is the first appearance of Shang-Chi's mom. And of course, you know, his dad is an evil warlord in the Marvel Universe. And they all have different mothers. So even though that is his brother Saber, sister Dagger, and sister Staff, they all again have different mothers. Than his father is all the one, you know, is the you know, his father is the reason why they're all in the family, but different moms. So they basically rescue Shang Chi's mom and bring her back, but somebody is talking to her and she thinks it's in her head, but it's not in her head and is actually there in person. And he asks her for her help. The next issue, they said that we're going to see Shang Qi possibly donning the Iron Man armor, which would make things really weird. But Papa was a Rolling Stone is what it is. That's right, Remo. That is exactly right. But this variant right here, again, I don't know how many of your stores are ordering 50 copies of Shang Qi if they were anticipating, how the movie was going to do. But a 50 copy incentive, 4 issues in on a book that's probably not selling as many as other books is all of the makings for a perfect storm. I wouldn't be surprised if issue 4 goes second print. Some of the other, I think issues 1 and 2 already went second printing on that book. So be on the lookout for that one, guys. It may be coming down the pipeline. All right, now this one right here is something that we all wanted to see what's going on. It says the Mother of Galactus on the cover. I got 2 copies of this book, of course. So here we go, and of course Doctor Strange is putting the moves on Galactus's mom, but what we find out is that he's too late to be the donor, but what they do find out is that baby Galen, aka the guy who would become Galactus, is sitting right here being taken care of, and that he was born of her DNA, but I don't think he actually has a father per se. So he was grown. He is an artificial grown baby. And that is, of course, who turns into Galactus. But everybody. So this one was kind of a wild thing. Have you guys been watching the earlier episodes of What If? Like the Doctor Strange one with the crazy tentacles. And, of course, the first episode with the crazy tentacles. Moradun. Does that sound familiar to you guys? So Moradun is this guy right here looking like Cthulhu, lots of eyes, you know, carrying a skull that looks like one of himself. But this guy is something to behold because let me tell you, he appeared all the way back in the New Avengers #2. This is a slow burn, but he is a cosmic entity. And the cosmic entity that he is, he's from the 5th iteration of the universe. So it is in this book, New Avengers #2, that you hear the maker and him discussing how they are in the 8th version of the universe. Doctor Strange and the Defenders just went back to, I believe, the 6th version of the universe. The 7th version was the original Marvel Universe, which is now dead. And you know what? If he was in an incubator in Silver Surfer Black, that may be true there, Big Remo, but They go into more detail in the issue. So if you want to read Defenders #2, you can see Surfer and Galen do have a pretty strong interaction. It makes it a pretty good read. So I definitely recommend you guys checking those ones out. And that's going to wrap it up for the stuff I was able to slam to the read pile because I only had, like I said, about an hour to read stuff today. Next week, you guys, the variant battle that I'm presenting to you is also something I want to make sure you guys understand what we're dealing with here. Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters Boushh. He has never appeared as himself. This is a first appearance of Boushh. Major character. This is before Leia gets the armor. This is before Leia takes the armor to Jabba's palace to free Han Solo. So we've always wanted an appearance of this character, but this character has never appeared outside of just Leia borrowing the armor as far as I've been able to research, making this probably a pretty big book. However, I'm going to put it up against Harley Quinn, the animated series, the Eat, Kill, Bang Tour #1, 1 in 25 incentive, knowing there's probably more store exclusives for that Harley Quinn than there are going to be for the Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters. I may be wrong. I haven't researched the War of the Bounty Hunters enough to know if there are a ton out there, but with it being a major Star Wars character, I want to know what you guys think. Can a major Star Wars character take down the Harley Quinn #1, where her and Ivy, basically consummate the relationship? And previous episode of The Presser, you would have seen the digital copy. Being able to read that book digitally gave us a very big clue as to what's going on in there. So, yep. Now we are into the speculation matrix, everybody. So we're going to talk about the heat of the week. And what is this? This is basically the books that I think that came out this week. We might want to take another look at. Possibly some spec potential, maybe some growth potential. But you know what? Otherwise, these are all good reads. And that's basically what I try to make most of my spec plays on a total package. There's going to be some that I call as a cover, like this one. But not all robots obviously is on the read side. This one also definitely on the read side, but man, look at this cover art. And I think all three of these are going to be next to awesome, especially with this cover C right here. Man, I know that one's wild. And then of course Tarot, Witch of the Black Rose, obviously the cosplay variant, not too bad. Lady Death, yeah, I put a Lady Death on the spec matrix just because I've seen some of this stuff going, and it's not going for cover, that's for sure. And of course, if you can find some of these, Lady Death has a cult following. Savage Circus number 6. Of course, if you're not reading the Savage Circus from Heavy Metal, it has been recommended to me, so that's why I am recommending it also to you. Little Guardians number 1. Of course, this book was supposed to come out weeks ago. Elric Dreaming City number 2. Of course, the sword that steals souls, and then of course this FOC variant, pretty cool looking. Barbaric number 1, the 3rd print, the black and white deluxe edition for number 2, and then the black bag variant edition for number 2 as well. The last book you'll ever read, number 1. Hopefully not the last book you'll ever read, but the title works, right? And then here's your cover E 2nd printing, and here's your cover A for number 2. Eve number 5, 10 copy and 25 copy incentive. Of course, there's a lot of people who love this Eve series. Being that's 5 issues, I may have to throw it in the repile. Mamo, cover B, 10 copy incentive. And then, of course, here we go with the Mighty Morphin covers. 10 copy incentive, 15 copy incentive, 10 copy Virgin FOC, and then the unlockable Manta. So those are all the Virgin covers. Now, the reason why I tend to put those on here, artistically, they are superior. Nobody likes trade dress on some of these books. Even though if you're not a fan of Virgin covers, their rarity compared to the A and B covers are the reasons why they're on here. So if anything does take off in Mighty Morphin, those would be the books that you probably want to have. Last Flight Out just looks like a pretty cool read, and I'm going to have to check it out. Masters of the Universe, of course, the Revelation. We're hoping part 2 delivers some return of He-Man and some of the normalcy that we're looking for there. Kento 3, Lionhearted number 3, cover B, your 10 copy incentive. And then, like I said, who's ordering 15 copies? Not even Midtown. So pretty cool looking though, Mirror Universe stuff. And of course, if you guys are keeping track, I'm into that Shattered Glass Mirror Universe stuff too. It's pretty cool. From Transformers. Star Wars Adventures 2021, the Francavilla cover A. Like I said, the cover B, Boba Fett, and then your 10 copy incentive. Merca and Dolpho fans are going to be wanting to know about that one. Second printing incentive for You Love Me in Dark, number 1, and then issue number 2. 25 copy for Ordinary Gods. And then this one right here, just because of the X-Men swipe. Jim Lee, Scott Williams. I mean, really, artistically, this cover's got it. And then, of course, with the Tinian on the highest sales of Batman in a long, long time, obviously, people are going to be reading this one. And, of course, these covers are amazing, especially this Perillo here. And, of course, this one. So the 125 and 150 really are fantastic artistically. But are you collecting the set? If you're going after all of those wanted posters, leave me a comment below. Let me know. Black Manta. I'm sorry. Anytime a villain of this caliber gets a solo series, and Sanford Green does a variant cover for it, and Chuck Brown's writing it, there's some good stuff going around there. But the Manipool cardstock variant, pretty cool looking. But I got my reservation. I think the Sanford Green one is definitely killing it there. But Crush Lobo number 4, your cover B. Now, color-wise, this one is cool. Crush, crush, crush around her armband there. DC presents The Conjuring, number 4, both covers. Nakayama dropping the Green Lantern Annual. So, I've covered this one before, but I want to make sure you guys know about this. If you are speccing on Jessica Cruz becoming a Yellow Lantern, you are looking for Green Lantern issue number 5. Okay? Infinite Frontier, of course, Val-Zod versus Darkseid. That's just an amazing cover. And then, of course, Joker presents the Puzzle Box. That's a pretty thick-looking Harley. And I'll leave it at that. Nice House on the Lake number 4, cover A. And then, of course, your cardstock variant. These covers are just getting weirder and weirder, man. Good luck to you, Ricky Spanish, for going after that wanted poster set, because I know incentive-wise, it's not going to be easy on the wallet, but the thrill of the hunt. Sensational Wonder Woman number 7. That was just a wild-looking cover, but Tula Lotte obviously knocking this one out the park. And then, of course, Perel in the cardstock variant for the Suicide Squad Annual. Superman, Son of Kal-El, number 1, second printing. And, of course, this Virgin variant here is a 1 in 25 incentive. It's selling for less than ratio. So that should tell you something. Swamp Thing, number 7. Look, it's a Matina variant with Swamp Thing. It's amazing looking to me. I know some of you guys have reservations about Matina, but it is what it is. And, of course, like I said earlier, the Dampen Ocean variant. Wow. By Crom. Oh, yeah, that's a good choice there, cover lover. Don't take advice from the man with an unwashed ass. Conan the Barbarian, Toth Hidden Gem. Daredevil number 34, stained glass variant. So we're ending at 36. And then they're going to do that new Devil's whatever book that I talked about last week. And, Patrick said earlier that the colorist on this cover definitely made Liefeld's work look good. I got to agree. And again, we have so many of these so many of these Miles Morales costumes that were not used. Out of all the costumes that you saw, Did you guys think that any of the other ones would have been a better choice than the... It's a sweatsuit. Let's just be honest with it. It's a red sweatsuit that he's got now. I don't like it. But that's just me. Deadpool, Black, White, and Blood, of course, number 2. The cover A was amazing. Cover B was amazing. And yeah, pick up all 3. The Lanil Francis Yu variant cover. Of course, you guys know there's a lot of push to get guns off of covers and stuff like that. You guys remember that Amazing Spider-Man cover? Where it was part of Venom Inc. and like Maniac had gotten the symbiote on Spider-Man and he's walking around robbing people. But Stegman did that one variant cover that has Spider-Man holding 2 Desert Eagles. I think it would be a good pairing with this one. Of course, Defenders number 2 with Galactus' mom, who's got it going on apparently, and Doctor Strange likes to agree. And then the Quinones variant, which is pretty cool looking, showing all the different members of the Defenders. And then... So, Doctor Strange also knows who the Masked Raider is underneath the cover. Excalibur number 23, and I did read this one, and all I got to say is Doom played Excalibur throughout the entire issue, and he's just all Doom, and this cover right here is just incredible. Swaggle House, thanks for joining us, man, and happy new comic book day to you too. The Extreme Carnage Toxin Symbiote variant. So if you are picking these up, if you are able to find these for the cheap, because they've been all going about half ratio. Kazar, Lord of the Savage Land, of course, Peach Momoko for my buddy Dave Collects in the chat. The Silver Stormbreakers variant, Shauna the She-Devil on the cover. Everybody's going after Shauna. And then, of course, Elizabeth Torque. Oh, man. Shang Qi number 4, the Michael Cho variant cover, as we discussed earlier. Just killing it there. So the second print of this one, this is the one that had, of course, all of those first appearances in it a couple weeks back. Everybody went after it, tripping a second print. So you might want to pick that one up. The Bounty Hunters number 4 JTC action figure variant is, of course, one for me. But the trading card variant. So these have all been 1 in 25 incentives. They all have the different bounty hunters on them. It's probably going to be a pretty cool set to put together, but I'm not putting this one together personally. But if you are putting together this set, the John Cassaday cover here, pretty awesome. Brian Hitch, Being a 1 in 50, though, I expect that one to come down under ratio. This one sold out at some of the larger stores, which was a little weird. But, and of course, Scan. I love Scan's art. I've seen Scan do some amazing covers over the last couple of years. And even that Death of X one that he did for Guardians of the Galaxy is probably one of my favorites. Even though it's a Kitty Pryde variant, and it should honestly be on a different X book, but it didn't make it that way. So, all right, and we got a lot of you guys talking in the chat. Why change what everyone has grown to love? You know, this is very, very true. If it's not broke, don't fix it. So, on the next episode of the Secret Variant, you guys are going to be able to take part in the FOC list that I will compile for you. And this will be going live on this channel on Sunday. But I want to remind you guys, we're getting there, that Ultrabox, and I want to thank you all for the subscriptions along the way. Ultrabox is going to be getting a giveaway here soon. But let's talk more about the Ultra Maximus Speculation Matrix Variant Edition that I dropped last week on Drunken Chat. It was all Marvel Zombies. Some of the books were from 2007, 2008, when sales totals were way lower than they are right now. Most of those books, I believe, if not all of them, in that set that I showed were all 1 in 10s, making them kind of a hard chase. So let me know if you guys were able to dig up any of those, and if you picked up the ones of your favorite covers, or of your favorite character or whatever. But of course, when you are subscribed to this channel, you want to take a look at the featured channels that I got on my list here. I want to give a quick shout out to Discovery Bay Comics. So back when I had less than 100 subscribers, they were dropping my name in their live chat and on their videos. So I got to give a shout out to JB over there, man. Appreciate that. Spine Ticks, for all you Spine Ticks in the live chat, I appreciate you guys. Sith Lordly kind of didn't realize he had a full house last week and I couldn't get in. But it's okay, man. It is perfectly okay. You guys smashed it, and I wasn't about to ask anybody to get kicked off the show, so I could jump in there just for a little bit and then fall asleep. So, but make sure you guys are checking out the Spine Ticks on Saturday nights. Of course, shout out to the Team Nerd Herd crew and all of the content you're dropping over there. Make sure you guys, of course, are catching us over there on Mighty Mel V's channel. Comic Crusaders, of course, dropping nonstop content left and right. Of course, Newbie Comics, of course, he's just doing the newbie thing. And shout out to everybody in the crew over there on Newbie's channel. Nearing Nerdvana, the ladies from Comic Book Women doing their own thing over there. And then, of course, shout out to the Ninth Wonder, who just did another cover draft this week. And if you guys did not check out that episode, go watch the rewind. I'll be watching it, too. I was trying to watch it on the road tonight while I was working, but I couldn't really do too much. And I want to give a shout out to Hood Rat Comics, who has a lot more than 44 subscribers now. But make sure you guys go push that man over the threat. Everybody here is below 1,000, needs to get above 1,000. So we need to push everybody to do that so we can make sure we break these YouTube algorithms. And then, of course, you guys are going to want to subscribe to catch the next episode of the Wednesday Night Comic Book Presser, which will be right here next Wednesday. And you know there's no stopping me. And then the Raw Report, I got to drop one soon. All right, there's got to be a pickup video I got to do soon, just because pick up some mail drops. I'm starting to get full. I'm running out of space. I've got to organize some things. I do need to take some books off of my, off of my CLZ app that I've sold and gotten rid of and traded out. But we'll be doing an update here soon. And then, of course, I have 2 videos that I really want you guys to share. This one right here, the second printing homage variants, just because this is a fruitful list. And I know the comic book guy from The Simpsons, who was in the live chat earlier, has also got himself an IG page talking about how the Spec Matrix is the first place people see things. But it might be true, might not be. You know, I'm just telling you right here, this list of 37 different books that are second prints to their homage of the lenticular cover, some of them do sell for insane dollars, but they're in the back issue bins, guys. Most of them are 3,000 copies or less, so I wish you luck on finding them. I did finally put together the whole set. I know Aaron Yee, got to give a shout out to Yeezy Yee from Flipside and a couple other places. I know he's working on the set, and of course, if you have the books he needs, try to hook him up. And then, of course, the Hip Hop Variant Platinum list, everybody. Do you guys know about this? All 147 variant covers for Marvel Hip Hop variants, including the black and white Marvel Unlimited one, as well as the Marvel, as well as the hip hop albums they homage. You got to share this video. There's too much stuff going on there. Cover Lover's still waiting for a Shadowhawk announcement. You just want to see Shadowhawk maiming people, huh? Because I can understand that. You know, we live in a world where people probably need to get maimed every now and then, just to keep them in line. But all right, everybody, here's the final segment of the evening as I sip more coffee to keep me even more wired, and I'll be up playing Final Fantasy all hours of the night now. All right, so if you do not know why I do this segment, basically this is the review of all the books that I showed you on the last episode of the Secret Variant, which debuted on this channel on Sunday night. Let's take a look, because these books are no longer available to order unless they are still in stock. So I'm reading this set. I want to read all 5 issues and give it a fair shake, and I'll put it in a read pile. We'll talk about it some more. But that was Out of Body, number 4. And then this is the final issue of Silver City. And I got to give a shout out to my man, Eric S. Hurd, in the live chat, who did himself the most, like, dude, you did your first variant cover as a Beastie Boys swipe, totally knocking out the park, man. I hope you know you set the bar like super duper high. So there we go. But guys, for all you horror fans, have I got some stuff to show you here. So Willy's Wonderworld prequel number 1 obviously is a little violent because it looks like the animatronics are killing people. Awesome Sauce Radio presented by Blind Adam. We got everybody. We have Howard Stern royalty in the live chat. And this, of course, is Blind Adam. What is up, Comic Pimp? Good to see you. So Willy's Wonderland, the prequel number 1, cover B. Look at this crazy cover, right? Look at this crazy cover. Oh, and you know what? My music stopped. The music stopped, everybody.
Content creator of any kind.
Oh, look, and I got to mute it. There we go. All right, music started again. Oh, man. All right, so Willy's Wonderland prequel cover B. But wait, so you guys see what I'm saying about the animatronics? You guys ever remember that creepy pizza place you went to as a kid? This right here takes the cake. All right. I don't know what's going on with this cover. It's like an old poster that's been kind of like torn a little bit in the background, and you got the animatronics behind it, but I think this is probably going to be the hit cover. Peach Momoko doing a Dynamic Forces Batman Black and White number 1 variant signed by James Tynion. You know that it is this is a Dynamic Forces variant, so it's not going to be, you know, CGCable. You might be able to CBCS it. Take that with what you will. Space Bastards number 8. Electric Black, The Dark Caravan, coming from Scout Comics. This looks like a good read to me. I'm interested in it. Of course, We Don't Kill Spiders number 1 going back for a second print. If you read the first print, let me know. Okay, so the White Ash Legendary Edition. This is, of course, the huge looking book. So like Phantom Star Killer that did that big $20 book, this is another one of those. It's basically like an artist proof edition. So if you're into the White Ash story, this may be a good pickup for you. Ninja Scouts and the Mask of Humbaba. And this is, of course, another Scoot imprint, but look at this. It's a one-shot, and it's also regular price. Shout out to the Order of the Beanbag from Space Bastards. Runes number 3, and of course, this is a pretty cool looking one. Unborn number 1, getting a 20 copy incentive, and I want to point this out because this is one of those rare independents that has a 20 copy incentive going for the book, which means might be worth looking for that one. Okay, so here we're going to get into the real horrific looking stuff. So you guys like horror? I know there's some people in this chat that like a lot of horror stuff. Human Remains from Vault Comics. If you're squeamish about spiders and the movie It, this is probably not your book. I'm just saying. So obviously, if you're looking at this cover here, you can see a lot of blood, shoes, bikes, all sorts of stuff. Looks like there's been an absolute massacre here. And this is the reason why. So, of course, here we have this poor headless little girl. Looks like she had her head eaten by this spider creature. And, of course, this is Vault, everybody. So that's your 1 in 15 incentive, all right? You have this wonderful 1 in 30 incentive, which, I mean, okay, very colorful. Here's where we're going to get real weird. All right, there's your 50 copy all red variant. Something is Killing the Children, number 20. The only actual Boom book on FOC this past week. Yeah, it's Terror Tick stuff right there, man. That's for sure. Something is Killing the Children, number 20, cover B. And then Guardians of the Galaxy art is Valerio Schiti from Italy. Honestly, I think this is the better of the covers, but some people might disagree with me there. Now, this one Stranger Things, Tomb of Yabwen, number 1. So this is obviously a book that takes place before the previous season, because Bob's alive. Everybody wants Bob to be alive, you know? Bob was a good guy. But all these Goonies throwbacks, these are all amazing looking covers. So we'll have to see what happens in the book. But even the cover D, all 4 covers look amazing. And of course, being a Dark Horse is probably going to be pretty cool. Okay, everybody. But the boys, I think, just wrapped up filming of season 3. This means this gold foil edition is another reprint. They just did a reprint like a couple of weeks ago, or maybe like 2 months ago, because I remember picking it up under the Dynamite imprint. Of course, if you're looking for the original Wildstorm ones, that's going to be a little bit harder to find, but those are definitely the ones if you're looking for them. But I thought the gold logo was probably going to be pretty cool. Vengeance of Vampirilla number 22, cover J. Ben Oliver. I don't have to say no more. So for all you Star Trek Year 5 people, this is an epilogue to the 5-year mission. And what I find cool about this is actually it shows, again, on the left side, it shows them, you know, at the end of the 5-year mission. And then on the right side, it shows them as they appeared in the motion picture. So, you know, Kirk goes to Admiral, the retrofit of the Enterprise. It gets a little bit of an update. All of those things actually, I think, are taking place in the epilogue to the 5-year mission. So this 10-copy incentive, probably going to be tough to find. Attack of the 50-foot Wookiee and Jackson. So everybody remember this guy, Jackson, from the original Marvel Star Wars run. You know, there's a lot of resurgence on this character, I guess. They're really trying to push him forward into the mainstream, so we'll see. Star Wars Adventures, The Ghost of Vader's Castle, number 2. There's your 10-copy FOC. So here is the right side of issue number 9's connecting variant covers. So there's your cover A by Francavilla. And here's where I think they got the artwork wrong. I think the A cover is going to match this one as far as black and white for the 10-copy incentive. So I don't think this is the right cover because it looks exactly like the cover to number 9's retail incentive. I think that was just a placeholder that they messed up on. TMNT's ongoing cover C, of course, because we don't see the Eastman art. But if you're an Eastman fan, you probably want to put your name down for that Eastman cover, just in case. So 121 does have an Eastman cover B. Again, the art's not shown usually until it releases. So it may be something good. You may be taking a gamble. But it's good to kind of cover your bets, right? But yet another variant cover, of course, that does feature Jenica. So we are moving in the right direction. Transformers is actually dropping us a Halloween special as well, which is kind of odd, right? And Livio Romandelli giving us a 10-copy incentive, and that appears to be Starscream on there. Let's see. Transformer Shattered Glass. So as discussed before, this is Megatron surrendering to Optimus a la, I think it's issue 72? 71, somewhere between 70 and 80. The final run of Transformers, not only are they really low sales totals, but some of the really cool covers in that last couple of issues. But the Shattered Glass universe is basically like the mirror universe in Star Trek. So this is a good guy Megatron. As you can see, the Decepticon symbol is red. The Autobot symbol is purple, like the Decepticon symbol would be. So things are different in this universe, and of course this is Megatron surrendering to Optimus. Optimus is labeled a tyrant. And then here is your 10-copy incentive by Sarah Petrie de Rocher. Usagi Yojimbo Dragon Below Conspiracy. And of course, Rocksteady and Bebop homage. We don't really know what's going on in there, but I think that's where that's coming from. As I stated, Out of Body number 4 is going to be one of those. What the? Oh, it looks like it doubled up on all my picks. So yeah, well, that's interesting. All right, so we're gonna go through. Let me speed forward because I know I got Marvel and stuff in here. So yeah, it actually did double up on all of those. That's crazy. Almost there. Almost there. All right, let's get to it. Okay. Crossover number 8, 25. I must have hit the paste button twice on that, peoples, and my apologies for that. Crossover number 8, of course, 25 copy incentive by Jeff Shaw. And then Megan Hutchison Cates, her Virgin incentive. And of course, that is your God Country sword as well as your Tomahawk axe. Department of Truth, all 3 covers for issue number 13. Now, from what I'm hearing, there's a new artist doing the interior pages, so that should make some things pretty interesting. I love this cover right here. Moon landing being faked. Stanley Kubrick, everybody. And then Department of Truth, Maria Lovett. So if you guys remember, Maria Lovett did that Eros Psyche book from Ablaze. I don't know how rave the reviews were, but I know some people were really into that one, so maybe a good pickup for you. But this one also, Geiger number 6, the second printing. This one, however, is not your first appearance of Junkyard Joe. Shout out to Mighty Mel V for pointing that out to me. He said even though it's on the cover, he actually appears in a previous issue. So you're going to want to go looking out for Junkyard Joe in another issue of Geiger. Good Asian number 5. I'm sorry, this is just a fire cover. And that's why I put it on there. Sweet Paprika number 2, getting a second printing variant cover, of course, going on FOC. And then Spawn 322. So here we got Spawn and She-Spawn. And then here we got the McFarlane variant. And then here is your cover C by Barbary. Here is another one of those wanted posters for sure. Kubrick for sure. This one right here, again, is a 25 copy incentive. Kyle New cardstock variant for the Fear State story. This is Huntress, though. And I gotta say, she doesn't have too many variant covers. Like, I started looking. I didn't really like do like the normal Spec Matrix dive I would do. But this is a Huntress variant, so if you're a fan of the Huntress character, that may be a good one for you. But also, Harley Quinn's got her own right here. So, Harley Quinn number 7 is 1 in 25 incentive for you. This one is, again, don't mind the name, because they obviously did some crazy things right here. Lock and Key, Sandman Universe, Hell and Gone, number 2, one-shot, cover A. So it's number 2 of a one-shot. Doesn't make much sense, I know. But there's your cover B. Here is your cover C. Robin number 6, continuing on with this Robin story. Previous issue was a real good one. I'll give them that. I'm going to read it just to see where it goes. Superman 78, number 2, obviously with our Gene Hackman, Lex Luthor, and our Christopher Reeve Superman style. Ben Oliver, just killing it again. Wonder Woman 80th Anniversary, 100-page, super spectacular, number 1. So we got a couple of good covers here. The film-inspired variant, obviously, you can tell, because that is our brown-eyed Gal Gadot. And here is the 8th anniversary Cat Staggs television inspired variant. Bruce Timm animation variant. Oh, Jen Bartel. She delivers every time. I mean, look at this. This is definitely, I'm sorry, but this is the best cover out of all of them. And it being that it's the wraparound, none of the others actually have a wraparound cover. I think this one's probably going to be the one that people are going to gravitate towards. But the Cliff Chiang variant, also not too shabby. And that's your modern age variant for that one. And then we're into the Marvel books, which is Amazing Fantasy number 3. Weird stories going on here. But, you know, weird stories makes for good reading, right? So Across Time and Space, and this Kari Andrews variant right here is amazing looking. Here is your E.M. Gist variant. He's only done a couple of covers lately that have really caught my eye, but that one, Conan and Deadpool one, probably one of my favorites. Black Cat number 10. So we have Quantum versus Overtime in Black Cat number 10. The Infinity Score, as you guys know, is one of those reads. You know, we're finding all of the incarnations of the Infinity Stones in Black Cat's circle. We've already dealt with Star. Now we've got Quantum and Overtime, and now we're going to be looking for you know, some of the other guys that are showing up just recently. Here's your Lupacino connecting variant cover. Not too shabby. I think it's going to be all 5 of all the Infinity Stones, her Black Cat kicking the crap out of them. And then, of course, here's another one of those Miles variants with a suit that, honestly, it just blows away the one that they ended up giving him. But what do I know? Darkhawk number 2 of 5, and it's going to be a cool issue miniseries. I love this Machine Man homage. So I actually have the 2001 A Space Odyssey first appearance of Machine Man. I love the incarnation of his Machine Man where his robot brain needs beer. Your robot brain needs beer? But Machine Man's does. But Darkhawk being in a new character again, I felt the first issue was kind of rushed. I'm still going to read it. It's a 5-issue miniseries, so it should be pretty cool. I'm digging the new design, even though they've totally altered. I don't know why they had to redesign this thing again. If you guys read Darkhawk Ascension, you see the evolution that the armor takes, and the armor actually became self-aware. And the League of, the Raptors, Talon R, which is again Robbie Ryder, Richard Ryder's brother, is one of the Talons. He's a Raptor. He's Talon, Talon R. So I'm interested to see what they do to connect those all together. And then the Darkhold Alpha Smallwood variant, which replaces Doctor Doom with Scarlet Witch. Pretty interesting book. And then Chthon, of course, is making his appearance right here. Pretty cool looking. And then here we have the Super Log variant, which is your incentive variant cover. So good luck to you guys on trying to find this one. This is definitely, this is another Terror Ticks applicable book, I think, there, Sith. So I discovered this one and was like, what do you mean super villain? So look at this. Extreme Carnage Omega number 1. The Stormbreakers variant says that Venom is a super villain? He's gone good. We knew he'd gone good. And then, of course, Silence. A new incarnation of this symbiote here. So, interesting to check that one out. Honestly, this is one of Liefeld's better covers right here. Got Deadpool punching Carnage in the face. I'll take that any day. This one right here is, I'm not even sure this happens in this book, but I do know it should, and I don't know what that means. You think all the symbiotes should combine into a rainbow-colored goo? Okay, Spidey. Your Shavli incentive variant, so I believe this is your 1 in 25, being that this is the Omega. This is the final bookend on the Extreme Carnage series. But this right here would be my goo. In answer to your question earlier, Dave, this is my symbiote goo variant cover. Agent Anti-Venom, and I think it's probably one of the cooler of the symbiote variants that they've done throughout this entire set, because of course it shows the Agent Anti-Venom logo on the white cover. So that one's going to be probably pretty brutal, being black and white all the way around. All right, Inferno. So Inferno is going to be starting here soon, and this is, of course, a Mystique-centric story about wanting to revive Destiny. So here we have the Mark Brooks wraparound variant, which is very telling as far as some of the stuff that's going on here. So we see some of the X-Men are down. Obviously, Moira and Charles aren't getting along. Mystique's holding Destiny's helmet. Cypher's holding on to his wife. Bishop's got his gun ready to tote at somebody. And then, of course, Quanon over there is about ready to hit. And Magic, of course, has got the sword all flamed up, ready to roll. And Exodus is being pointed at by Sinister. Man. Mystique, yeah, Mojo Squid. Mystique is about to burn Krakoa to the ground. She's going to do some things that are probably going to get a little bit hectic. So, we'll see. Jeff DeCall doing an amazing variant cover, but unfortunately it's not an incentive. So, it's just going to be a regular open order one. But, of course, if you are a White Queen fan, probably going to be a book you're picking up. This one is your Vega variant. And guns out, sun's out, guns out, right, Mystique? And then, of course, I don't know why they made this one a 1 in 25. So this is your Stormbreakers variant. It's a 125 copy incentive. It shows her with a beast arm. So she's imitating Beast on that one arm. The Art Germ 1 in 100 Virgin variant cover. All right, so good luck to you guys on that one. Good luck. Miles Morales Spider-Man number 30. So, of course, if you guys caught the secret variant, we've talked about this one for 2 weeks now. So the past 2 weeks we've talked about this because issue number 29 got a second print that went on FOC 1 week before this issue. So what does that mean? That means it is the first cover appearance as well as the first appearance in the book, second print variant cover. Kind of like, I hate to say it, kind of like Captain Marvel 17 second print. Look, it predates the number 30 with the first cover. If it predates, look, if it honestly, if it doesn't get delayed and it comes out a week before issue 30 does, 29 is going to be your book if you're specking on it, okay, guys? But issue 30 is going to be the first cover, and, you know, it's decent. But then they did this one right here. Miles and Gwen with a bunch of pizza, you know, not bad. Here is your design variant cover, giving us a little bit more details as far as, you know, what he's got going on there. So basically it's a sweatshirt, everybody. It's a hoodie. He's got himself a hoodie. And I don't even think it has a hood. It's just like a lower face mask. I don't know. No, unfortunately, it's not the clone, because we could not be so lucky. So, Moon Knight number 2, second print. So, did you guys read this? Man, I tell you, I got to give a shout out to the Moon Knight Corps on Facebook. If you guys aren't following that meme page, it's a Moon Knight meme page. It is absolutely fantastic. They make a bunch of jokes that are probably adult, but it's funny when you read this book. He talks a lot like he does in his memes, and they're savage. This book is savage, all right? So issue number 1, good read. Issue 2, I've read it and loved it. Can't wait for issue 3. We'll see how this turns out with the Hunter's Moon. Nonstop Spider-Man number 5. Of course, this is the second appearance of the guy named Wolf. He was, Spider-Man was hanging on to Baron Zemo's plane, and the assassin that he had, Wolf, was on there with him. And then, look at this. Kyle New showing up everywhere in this episode, from new releases to FOC. So, here we go. It's your 1 in 25 incentive variant for Nonstop Spider-Man, which obviously took a big stop because issue 4 came out a couple weeks back now. Of the Star Wars Lucasfilm 50th anniversary variants, this one's probably going to be one of the better ones, being that it's an Anakin Obi-Wan cover. Just saying. You know, I'm picking this one up just because, so if everybody else picking up action figure variants, don't miss out on this one. It's just an oddball one thrown in there. Raza. Shout out to Mel V, because Mel V wants me to do a spec matrix on Raza, but Raza's got like 300 art credits. He's done covers after covers after covers. It's just amazing work that he does every time. But this right here is probably one of the most wicked Lando Calrissian variants out there. Star Wars High Republic number 8 also getting a second print for all you guys chasing those new characters in High Republic. And then this one right here is probably a pretty big one. So Star Wars Bounty Hunters, the Kira, has created a resurgence of Solo number 1. So people are trying to spec on Solo number 1. And look, Solo number 1 wasn't well received, but there's one book you want to be looking for. If you can still find it, maybe it got turned in through back issue bins, because at one point it was selling for a stupid amount of money. Solo number 1 with a yellow logo is from the Walmart packs, from the early Walmart packs from like 2016 or 17. Whenever Solo dropped. When Solo dropped, they started doing those Walmart packs. Wolverine 19 got one of the variant covers at the time. But that is the first appearance of Kira. So if you're looking for her first appearance, again, it's going to be Solo number 1, all its associated variants. But good luck finding that Walmart one, because that one's real tough to get. All hail Russell Dodderman and the Through the Ages variants that he's been dropping. So we got Jean Grey in the previous volume of X-Men number 1. We have Rogue on the cover of Excalibur number 18. And then we just had that Hellions issue with the Quanon and Psylocke. And this is, you know, and yet another one here. And check out the Cockrum style Storm costume. I think that's probably one of the better ones. But every single one done here by Russell Dodderman is amazing. So shout out to you, Russell. You're doing a good job there. Keep them coming. I hope he does more and more. The Marvels. So the incentive variant, of course, another Storm variant cover. But check out Black Cat in the top back there holding Tony Stark's helmet. Roscoe, thanks for dropping by, man. I know you're busy. Coming in to say what's up is much appreciated. All right, everybody. Winter Guard, number 2. The Medina variant. Why is this important? Well, this would be your Red Widow versus Black Widow. Because technically Yelena is the White Widow. So White Widow versus Red Widow. But the White Widow, of course, is copyright by a different company, by Absolute Comics and Jamie Tyndall. So Black Widow versus Red Widow. And, of course, this is the new Red Widow that came in Avengers number 10. This is not the same Red Widow that they killed off in those graphic novels. So be on the lookout for Avengers number 10 from the Jason Aaron run. There's a pretty rare, hard to find second printing that has it's kind of like a Story Thus Far variant. It's a different cover because, of course, it uses some interior art. But then there's also a 1 in 100 George Perez for that one. But she doesn't appear on a cover until much, much later. So don't even worry about the cover appearance. Just worry about the first. Wolverine number 16. Are we finally going to get to see Solomon and Wolverine kind of duke it out after being hyped up so much and not delivering in Ten of Swords? But I just want to say this. This is kind of a trope because X-23, the other Wolverine, her arch nemesis, aka her handler, Kimura, also had unbreakable skin. Same way this guy Solomon here has got adamantium skin. So we'll see how this one plays out. But we got a couple of variant covers, of course. This one right here, pretty nifty looking. And then this is your Daniel Miles Morales variant cover. So the black and gold, man. This is probably one of the better costumes, I think. But what do I know? And what do I know? I know that this is the end of the show, everybody. And I want to thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the content I bring. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. I want to thank you guys for the 1,000 followers on IG. It's amazing to be a part of this comic book community. And of course, with that said, I will see you all next week. Hopefully bringing you all some more content. Of course, tune in to Drunken Chat on Friday. And we are done. Peace out, everybody. See you next time.